but I think I've been around for as many years as the 17th celebration. And pretty much everywhere I go, Miss Seegers follows me.
Yes.
And so it is really my pleasure to be a part of this and to have our hotels be a part of this celebration of who we are as a country and actually leading the way in terms of where we're going. And so for the Jewel Duns River Beach Resort and Spa, we're very happy to have you here this morning, and we certainly will be there on the 31st of July, and I'm coming with my mug because I want the chocolate tea. All right, so thanks again and welcome to our hotel. And we're very happy to be sponsors of the event, and we want to see it grow from strength to strength. Good.
Now, Ms. Dean, I don't really think you should worry too much about aging. We're very happy that you've been attending the vigil since you were 1 year old. Started 17 years ago. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take the time to apologize for the absence of the Honorable Lisa Hanna, Minister of Youth and Culture. She is unavoidably absent today. However, Mr. Ainsley Henriquez, Chairman of the JNHT, will be giving the main address on her behalf. And I'm going to ask you to help me to welcome in the same breath Mr. Ransford Davidson, the Manager of Jamaica National Building Society, to bring greetings.
Radcliffe Waters, Custos of St. Anne, His Worship the Mayor, Councillor Desmond Gilmore, Mr. Ainsley Enriquez, Chairman of the JNHD Board, other distinguished guests at the head table, distinguished guests in the audience, media representatives, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning. History validates who we are and provides us with the achievements of our ancestors in records and monuments to shape our future. Those are some of the reasons why the annual Emancipation Jubilee, held at the historic site, Seville Heritage Park, has become such a significant event on the St. Anne Parish calendar. This educational and entertaining event, with its mesmeric drumming, traditional folk dances, storytelling, and tasty cuisine, is now a major cultural experience and a magnet for hundreds of visitors from other parishes across the country. Since the inception of this commemorative Emancipation celebration in 1997, the Jamaica National Building Society has been a major participant, given our long association with residents of this garden parish, and we are on board this year as the residents of St. Anne observe this event under the theme Forever Free, celebrating emancipation. As part of our tradition, we will once again sponsor the chocolate tea booth. I'm sure we're all happy, very happy to where patrons will be treated to delicious and freshly brewed chocolate tea. And as it has been in the past, it is a complimentary drink. In fact, the drinking of the chocolate tea, or may I say chocolate tea, is well entrenched in our culture. I'm sure that many of us at this function can still recall vivid memories of our parents and grandparents grating chocolate tea balls and preparing this hot brew, which was served in an enamel mug. And how did you know that you were getting the real stuff? Your chocolate tea would be boasting a greasy residue on the top. I do indeed applaud the Jamaica National Heritage Trust for organizing this annual event, which seeks to commemorate the emancipation of our African ancestors from slavery and to provide a wealth of historical information for us and visitors to our shores about the rich aspects of our cultural heritage. Events such as these contribute to the development of our culture. It is a reminder to us that our forefathers wrestled for their freedom and that we should not take our liberty for granted.
And you saved yourself there at the end, because I got a little concerned when you kept saying chocolate tea. I was waiting for you to really pronounce it properly and said chocolate. But thank you very much. Your presentation really showed us the importance of community cooperation in events like these. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to invite the incomparable Mrs. Joan Seegers, Cultural Events Consultant from the JNHD, to give us an overview of the event.
Thank you. I'm going to use. Hello? Okay. Now, good morning, everyone. On behalf of the Jamaica National Heritage Trust and the JCDC, I wish you good morning.
Good morning.
Honorable Custos, the Mayor of Seville, Mr. Ainsley Henriquez and Mrs. Henriquez, Chairman, Ms. Vanna Taylor, Executive Director, JCDC, Mr. Delroy Gordon, other distinguished guests in the audience. I must say that I will not do a thing else today without thanking the Emancipation Committee of Seville. Let's give them a big hand. Without them, this would not be possible. They have put everything in the planning of this event. Secondly, our sponsors. Without our sponsors, and as Charmaine told you, I follow her wherever she goes. And with the Jamaica National Building Society, whenever they are not on board, which is almost never, we feel like we have lost a parent. So, and the other sponsors in here today, you will be acknowledged accordingly, but I have to mention those two. Now, Sister Minnie is here, and I'm sure she doesn't know what I was intended to do. I also noticed that members of the Jamaica National Heritage Trust are here, and we are happy to have you, always happy to see you, and the Seville Heritage Park, of course. Now, Emancipation Jubilee 2030. This, of course, according to the Emancipation Committee and what we have done, we are trying to rebrand the show as strictly cultural. That is what we are striving to do this year. And based on the type of performers, the quality of our cultural groups, we are in consultation daily with the JCDC, because they are the expert on the cultural. Yes. So, the Jamaica National Heritage Trust, of course, is celebrating this year's emancipation under the theme Forever Free. Celebrating emancipation, and we need to know what is free. Now, we have secured some of the best cultural group, and if you notice, that is the Carry Folk Singers. And ladies and gentlemen, that logo was done in-house with the Jamaica National Heritage Trust, based on a discussion we had in our Emancipation Committee meeting, that we would love to brand the show, and we need a logo. That is saying a lot. Freedom, the chain, the hands. There are certain milestones in the life of every nation that must be celebrated. And to celebrate the freedom of a nation is vital to the existence of that nation. And that's why we are here today. Not because we want to have a fun day, but because we want to impart to our people and our children what this emancipation means to us. Are we really free? How can we tell that we are free and that we will be free forever? The answer to that lies within every one of us. Before we can be free, we have to accept and understand what it meant to be enslaved. We don't know. We were not enslaved. But we can try to understand how those people feel, and that's why we try to do in the first part of our celebration every year. The Jamaica National Heritage Trust has been marking this milestone over the past 16 years, as everybody tells you. The Emancipation Jubilee, the single largest event in the island that commemorates Jamaica's journey to freedom. And it's happening in St. Anne. Now, the Ghana connection, most of us do not know, but because of that one celebration in 1997 at the Seville Great House, a world was open. The president of Ghana was in Jamaica. He saw our celebration. Sister Minnie was there. There were discussions. And the first emancipation in Ghana was held because of the impact of our emancipation at Seville. That's the link. And that's a very big link. The mother country copied our celebration at Seville and started their own. That's the paper. Sister Minnie gave that to me. Thank you, Sister Minnie. That was the news in the Ghanaian paper. The ancestors return. What ancestors? The ones from Seville. That's what was in their paper. That started their emancipation in 1998, Sister Minnie. And who know that lady sitting there? Queen Mother. Minion Phyllis became Queen Mother in Ghana after she brought back those skeleton remains. Now we'll just give her a hand. That's her there to the right, that's her there to the left. She looks like a real African queen. As the importance and significance of the emancipation at Seville grew, the status grew, and it was not unusual over the years to see ministers accompanied by visiting heads of state joining in the celebration. Some even stayed till the wee morning hours, jumping to the Port Moran Comina. Has anybody ever seen them? Now, emancipation timeline. My Custis, Mr. R. Walters with his mug. Memories. The Honorable Richard Whiteman was the Minister of Education and Culture. And that was, of course, Joan Seagulls. Handing them the first set of mugs. And that is, to the left is Miss Dora Gray having fun watching the show. Always the stage management. And that was Mr. Whiteman smiling, didn't want to laugh as loud as me. But celebrate again. The Seville Emancipation Jubilee was inaugurated, and I don't have to go through that, with the forced remains leaving from Seville, excavated, laid to rest at Seville. There they were. Those who remember that, let me see your hand. The rebellion. Those were the reeds, and that's the grave. And why am I doing this? Because I want to get you back there to why. Why did we start this show? And we talk about repatriating the... Now, Sister Minnie is very good at keeping artifacts. I didn't have that. I don't think anybody in JNHT could have found that program, but that was the first program. Anybody has it? Only Sister Minnie. So I borrowed it from her. Over 5,000 people were at this wake. And of course, it was under the leadership of Mr. Ainsley Henriquez that we did this burial. Give him a big hand. This set the stage for an annual cultural activity celebrating the lives of these ancestors. Now, I just put a few of the groups that we have always had there, celebrating 500 years since the first group of Africans arrived at Seville. Promotion. Now, we know that we have accepted the show. We know that our Jamaican people love the show based on how the crowd we see every year at Seville. Now we are aggressively trying to send it to the rest of the world. Therefore, we have tour companies here